Hello and welcome to Canary Knits. I'm your host Antoinette. I'm a longtime knitter and crocheter, and today I'm going to be talking about projects. I am normally what is referred to as a monogamous crafter, meaning I only work on one craft project at a time. However, recently inspiration has come and I am just crafting. I'm crafting a lot and I'm loving it. So one of my favorite things about being an enthusiastic person or a nerd is following trails of information or following like paths of information. So right now I'm really into cotton, and it started with this project. This is my first finished object. It is a simple cotton dishcloth with some different texture in it, and I'll put the pattern link in the description below. But I made this washcloth thinking it would be good for holiday projects, and I'm also going to make several more and make my own soap this holiday season, so I'm looking forward to that. And when I made this washcloth, this was the first time I'd worked with cotton in probably 3 or 4 years, and I really loved how it felt like. And I had gone through a big cotton phase before in probably like 2008, 2009, but this was the first time I've worked with cotton in a while, and this is just scrap yarn that I had left over. I'm not even sure of the brand, but I know it's cotton for sure. So after I made this washcloth, I was like, I feel like I should order some more cotton, and I feel like I should make some things with cotton. And that is exactly what I have done. So I'll just show you. I'll show you what I've done. The original cotton that I got was the Lily Sugar and Cream Solid, and I got the color Sage Green, and I thought it would be really cute to make like a summer top. And so I made, let's see if I can kind of unravel them here. I made this cutout mesh summer top for a friend. And I love the way it turned out so much that I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I ended up making 5 of these tops. And I have a little booth that I have the ability to sell things at, so these will probably go to that booth, but I am on a roll with them. Absolutely obsessed, loving the way the cotton feels in my fingers, loving the way I can combine the yarns and make different color combinations. I'm just loving that it's so cute. For those of us that are bustier, I have a double D or like a G cup. They don't provide great coverage. I'll put a picture up here of me wearing the pink one. It's a size extra large, but the coverage is not great. However, I think I would wear it with like a bralette underneath it, or I'm still gonna work and see if I could figure out different ways to make it work well. I want to take a second to talk about this one specifically because this is probably my favorite. This is made with a chromatic yarn that I had in my stash that was actually discontinued in 2009. So this is like a chromatic metallic yarn by Patons, and this yarn is discontinued. And I really like working with this yarn. I've made a few hats with this yarn, and this project, which I just love the way it looks. It has almost like a wet look to it. Now this yarn, I will say, is terribly splintery. It is a pain to work with, and it says that on the label. Actually, it says warning, yarn may splinter, and boy does it. So this yarn is not a real joy to work with. However, I think the effect looks beautiful, and I'm all about the effect, the chrome kind of brushed metallic effect. So if you want to find this yarn or any discontinued yarn, there are a couple of places that you can look. Okay, so if I was looking for discontinued yarn like this, chromatic patterns yarn, there are a couple of different places I can look. So generally speaking, I've had a lot of success on the yarn section of Ravelry. If I could spell patterns metallic, here we go. Patterns metallic yarn, and you could see that the yarn is discontinued. Ravelry is a great source of information, so if you're not familiar with Ravelry, it's kind of like a social media site for knitters, crocheters, fiber artists. They have free patterns, paid patterns. It's kind of like serves as an encyclopedia, and they have information like yarn. You could put your yarn stashes on there, so they have a lot of good information. So they're telling us, yes, this yarn was discontinued. And then you could look in the bottom and see all the different colorways, and you could see it in people's stashes. So if it's in someone's stashes and they mark that they're willing to trade or sell it, that is available for you to buy or trade. So looks like there are a user, Jen's Nerdy Knitting Stash, has 503 yards of this yarn. So yeah, Ravelry is a really good place to find discontinued yarn. Just because a yarn is discontinued, maybe you're finding a pattern that's calling for a certain yarn and it's no longer made, it doesn't mean that you can't find it. Patterns metallic yarn. Yeah, they have it available. It is available on Ravelry right now. There's one as low as $4.68. Ooh, that's tempting, but I'm not gonna go for it. But yes, if you are looking for discontinued yarn, I highly recommend you look on Ravelry and Etsy. You can also sometimes, I've seen people have success posting in local yarn groups that they've run out of a certain yarn and needed to finish a project, and normally knitters or crocheters will come through, especially with yarns that are more like readily available, like at Joann's, Michael's, or Hobby Lobby. So I've been on that big cotton kick, and then that kind of leads me to my next project, my next work in project. So those are all finished objects. So now I have my works in progress. And these are becoming a problem because, like I said, I normally only make one thing at a time, and I'm making several things at a time right now. So I'll show you my project. I am working on a t-shirt, and it's basically just the panels right now. And this is Lily Cotton and Cream, or Lily Sugar and Cream Cotton Solid in jade green. And then this is a multicolor one. But yeah, I think this will be about a size medium, kind of crop top t-shirt. And I'm obsessed with working on this, and I would like to explore other options of working on this. Like, I would like to keep working on this. I would like to make other versions of this. I would like to make myself a version of this. I would like to make all my friends a version of this. I am really into this. But before I can do that, I have to finish my other works in progress. And there are a lot of them, and I don't know how it happened. So the first work in progress I have is this beanie. This is a Pearl Soho beanie in Red Heart Super Saver, just the basic gray. I started this last winter. I like big cozy beanies, you know, so the bigger the better, and I also have a big head. So this is good, but I am actually on the decreases now. So it's worked in the round, and then you get to where you decrease, and then you're done. And I'm on the decreases, and I have not finished. I don't know why. So this is one thing that I'm challenging myself to finish this week. I have not one, not two, but 3 pairs of socks going right now. And the hilarious thing about that is that I have one sock done, one almost done. This is Regia Perfect. This is discontinued yarn as well. This is in the color vintage. And I found this on Etsy for $7. So I have that one. Then I have this very festive sock done. And I'm on the heel of the second sock. Almost done. And the other sock is in my car, but I'll put a picture up, I have almost to the toe. So I need to finish all of those. Those are for my holiday sock knitting. I like to hand make my holiday gifts. This year I'm not putting a lot of pressure on myself. Probably only a few very special people will get socks, but I do have so basically I need to make 2.5 more socks, and then I'll have 3 finished pairs of socks. And just finish that hat, and then I'll have a full done hat, finish my t-shirt. I'll have a t-shirt. There is one project that isn't going to make it through the week. And this project is going in the frog pond right now. This is my Love Note by Tin Can Knits. And it's a very popular pattern. I've spoken about it before, but you know what? It just may not be the pattern for me. What can I say here? I don't know. I started making this almost 2 years ago. I spent a lot of money on the yarn, and I just have never fully loved it. And I don't work on it, and I just think that it's time to frog it. And to do that, because as you know, mohair is very sticky, I'm just gonna rip it. I know that's terrible, but I'm gonna rip it. This is just a cone of fingering weight black that I got at Yarn Social. Very affordable. So I'll definitely be making something out of that. And this, my precious, precious mohair. I don't know what to say. This was very expensive and I don't love it. I am not a mohair girl. I made a video once when I first started making videos describing frogging as advanced knitting. And I really think it is. Knowing when to walk away from projects that are not satisfying you. You know? The other thing with this project is my style has changed quite a lot since I first started working on it. So I just think this project and I just wasn't meant to be, and that is okay. I don't feel like a great sense of loss, really. Here's a project bag. This is a project bag I got on Etsy. It's a play on tarot cards. But I don't think they are available anymore. I will put the link below if they are. Even though I'm not going to salvage this yarn because it's mohair and it gets so knotted and it will just rip anyway and it'll frustrate me and I will literally cry, and I'm really trying not to cry because it's hot out and life is hard and sometimes I cry about it. So I do want the stitch markers though. So I'm taking this project off of the needles and harvesting the stitch markers. And I do hate to waste. This is not typical of me. Normally I will salvage my yarn, but I'm so frustrated with this mohair and this fucking sweater. Like, I've just been working on it for way too long and not ever liking it. You know, one of my favorite podcasters, knitting podcasters, is Lock Knits. And she talks a lot about making things that you will wear, making them in colors that you like. Like, she really taught me with my knitting to really think about wearability. You know, is it something that I'm going to wear? And I do have a pretty bright wardrobe, as you can see, or as you have seen, but that doesn't mean that, like, how do I say this? It doesn't mean that I want a multicolored mohair with pink accents all the time, you know? Not necessarily. Freeing the needle. This feels really good to do, actually. I've been really unhappy with this project for a long time. Oh, and I probably will make a version of this that comes in size baby to extended plus sizes, whatever you want to call them. So I probably will make a size 6 or 7 of these with different yarn, but that is for a different day, and I'm not going to cast that on until I have finished all of my projects. So this week is really just about finishing the things that I'm working on, because I really just want to focus on cottons. I'm really into them. I think they're fun, and that is what I want to work with. So yay! The needles for that project are free. I've got all my projects I want to work on, and I'm going to get to work. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye. When I was finishing this, I realized the reason I stopped was because I don't have the correct size double pointed needles, and I'm at the part where you decrease and then you can no longer work in the round. And at that point, it gets so like tight and awkward and uncomfortable at that time. It's really my least favorite part of making a hat. So that is why I stopped.